There are just a few thoughts I'd like to share as we begin the new religious school year. I had a chance to go into classes and to meet the students, and I'm particularly looking forward to the opportunity to teach the 6th and 7th graders on Wednesday. I'd like to share with you two thoughts. One, I'd like to share a part of an email that I sent to a family when they contacted me wanting to know why it was so important that their children be enrolled in the religious school here to be able to have a bar or bat mitzvah here at CBE. And so I'd like to share with you my response. I said, I hope that the culture we create here will instill in our students that becoming a bar or bat mitzvah is not simply a matter of learning to lead parts of a service or to be able to read from the Torah and Haftorah, or a matter of individual Jewish identity, as important as those things are. I want students to understand that becoming a Jewish adult means committing to and taking responsibility for being part of the larger Jewish community. That commitment includes participating in the community and learning that at different times in our lives, our commitment to the community will outweigh what is easiest and most convenient for us. Requiring our students to attend religious school not only helps them to learn what they need to know so that they can feel comfortable in Jewish spaces, it also helps them to learn how to be part of a Jewish community. I hope that we are able to accomplish all of that with your students here at the religious school at CBE. But that's only one part of it. There's only so much that we can accomplish here. I'd like you to think back to the families you grew up in for a moment. What is a food, probably a vegetable, that your parents didn't like? I'll give you a second to think about it. Now I'd like you to think about how you know that they didn't like it. I can tell you that in the family I grew up in, my mom didn't like eggplant. She never said she didn't like eggplant, but I know she didn't like it because we never had it. I never tried eggplant till I was in my 20s. Do you want Judaism to be the eggplant in your household? Now what's interesting is a couple months ago, my mom was over and I served baba ganoush, which in case you don't know is roasted eggplant. And she loved it. She ate quite a bit. And I said to her, Mom, I thought you didn't like eggplant. And she said, well, that's not quite true. I'll eat it on occasion, and if it's prepared exactly the way I like it, then I'll be into it. I said, but we never had it growing up. And she said, I know you didn't, because it was hard to find, it was expensive, it was difficult to cook, and you wouldn't have liked it anyway. I think the metaphor often still works. Judaism can be very difficult. It can be very expensive. And because of our own experiences, we often think that the kids won't like it anyway. The sad truth is that Judaism requires a lot of frontal knowledge, a lot of things that you have to know to be able to appreciate it. And the window for when we can learn that easily is already starting to close by the time of our bar and bat mitzvah. In the grand scheme of things, it's not such a big deal that I didn't find eggplant until I was in my 20s. Unfortunately, Judaism doesn't work that way. Even if we do everything in our power, we can't guarantee that our children will value Judaism. However, if we don't do anything, we can almost guarantee that it will never be a priority for them. So I want you to think about the ways that you can support your children's learning at home. You don't have to know a lot, but you do have to demonstrate that Judaism is something you value and prioritize for them to take it seriously with the work we do here. I really enjoyed being in class earlier, and one thing I shared with your students is that I am their rabbi. They should always feel comfortable coming to me to say hello, to ask a question. And I've said, unless I'm on the bima in the middle of the service, they should come up and say hi, or if they have questions, come up and ask. The same is as true for you as it is for your children. I am your rabbi. Unless I'm in the middle of the service, you should always feel comfortable saying hi, or saying, Rabbi, I have a question. I look forward to the coming months and years. I look forward to being your children's teacher and also yours. Thank you.